Now, we've seen just how dangerous police work can be at any given moment, but sometimes the most unpredictable moments on the job could be what you might consider a routine traffic stop. Well, you can ask any officer. There is no such thing as a routine traffic stop. Tonight on The Good Stuff, we also learned there's no such thing as routine backup. With his gun drawn, a radar gun.
I mean, really?
Shreveport Corporal Christian Hicks is working to nip a speeding problem on this East Shreveport street.
43 and a 30, okay?
The hope, keeping the speeds down will reduce the odds of a much bigger problem, crashes.
We got a complaint from this business and also across the street at the gym.
So whether it's stopping speeders or drivers who blow through double stop signs like a football through the uprights again and again, maybe you'd understand why. About a month ago, Hicks was assigned to watch this stop sign at the bottom of the I-49 exit onto Hollywood Avenue.
I've made thousands of traffic stops.
The problem here, clearly painful and plentiful, but the work far from glamorous.
They say police work is 99% just boredom and 1% terror.
However, about a month ago, that 1% rolled right through this stop sign.
When I got in behind him, he did the quick left. He hooked on me into the parking lot, trying to be more evasive than anything.
The driver made a full lap around the gas pumps, suddenly slamming on his brakes, and even backed his car toward Hicks' police cruiser.
It was terror. It was definitely terror.
That driver suddenly hops out, puts his hands up, but walks right at Hicks.
Just due to my past experience, he's got something, he's holding something, he's concealing something. I'm by myself.
That's roughly when the first of the cell phones were pulled out of pockets, capturing the moments when Hicks tried to restrain and pat down the driver, David Wayne Jefferson Jr.
He brings that right hand up towards his jacket. When I went to grab him, I felt what I felt like it was iron. I knew for a fact he had a gun. He keeps wanting to try to get to that pocket.
During the struggle, Hicks' radio flies off, so he can't call for help, and his cuffs are knocked out of his hand.
And I wasn't going to let him win that fight. It just wasn't going to happen.
And he was doing everything he could to keep it from becoming a shootout in a gas station parking lot.
I was going to go home that day.
Home to a family, just like many of yours.
Shot Austin.
With a couple of kids and a wife.
Do I even have a black dress for that occasion? And that's a terrible, terrible thought, but it's reality.
A reality wife Katie has now lived with for 3 years now.
The thought of him encountering any dangerous person at any time of the day, it utterly terrifies me.
Yeah, ain't gonna be easy on you.
Hicks may not win every face-off at home.
I'm just not a police officer. I'm a family man. I'm a human being. That's no fair because you play hockey and I don't.
But it was going to take a special kind of intervention to win this struggle, going on for minutes now next to pump number 5. Remember, Hicks has no radio, and frankly, at this point, the only cell phones nearby were busy recording him and not calling for help. Most likely, others had no idea just how critical this situation had become.
At that point, I was out of options. All I could do was hold on to him.
Most others, until a customer from a nearby pump walks up.
I heard him. I heard a voice. Said, "Man, if you need help, I'm here." Suspect looks up, and literally, you could feel him just kind of start loosening up. He just gave up. The fight was out of him. Like he said, "I'm done."
This gas pump hero didn't have to put his hands on the suspect. And as you can see here, he didn't even have to take them out of his pockets.
He prevented an officer-involved shooting. Sure enough, we recovered a loaded 9mm handgun out of his top of his right jacket pocket.
He just needed to let Corporal Hicks and that suspect hear he cared.
I hope and I pray that there's 100 more like him for everybody on the department. I really hope that there's angels out there that'll be at the right place at the right time, but also do the right thing.
That means the world to me.
The man did eventually take his hands out of his pockets when Corporal Hicks shook his hand and thanked him. Now, I talked to our humble hero on the phone a couple of times, humble being the key word. He can't do much about the cell phones that caught him on camera that day, but there was absolutely no talking him into doing an on-camera interview. But I wasn't about to keep that from me sharing the difference he made that day.